Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday's Card Design Thursday. I'll get it out of my mouth in a minute. So today I am going to be creating a card using a couple of Maymay Made It stamp sets. One is her newest stamp set called Maymay's Two Lips. And I just think this is the cutest little set here. It's got different sentiments on it and the lips and quotation bubbles. And then the other one is called I'm Sorry, or Sorry. So I'm going to be using this one also. And I'm going to be using some Memento ink. This is from my Dewdrops. This is called Love Letter. And of course I'm going to be using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm also going to be using this watercolor pen that was gifted to me by Angie and Andrew, who are Rags, Tags, and Confections. And this is from Kentucky Company Ltd. And some Wink Stella. Alright, so to get started, we're doing an A2 size card, and this is the white card base. And then I cut another frame that's just 1/8 of an inch smaller than this one here, which the A2 size card is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that, and then I cut a smaller mat, and this one is actually 4 by 5. So to get started, we're going to take this lips one right here. Let's see if you can see it better on here. It's this one right here, and we're going to start filling in a background with this. And so I'm using my ink, and I'm going to stamp this up. And I have scratch paper under here because I'm going to be doing on and off the paper. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just trying to create a background. Okay, just about finished with this. And you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. Crafting is handmade. And that's the way it should look. Handmade. Okay, so I have a whole page full of lips here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to let this dry for a couple of seconds. I am going to smear some of this ink on my little block here. And we're going to use our water pen to color in these lips. So it gives it a watercolored look. And I really like the way this does on here. So I'm just going to squeeze my pen just a little bit to get a little drop of water to come out. Then I'm just going to mix a little on here. And then I'm going to dab it on here so it doesn't come out so bright at first. Because you still want to be able to see where your stamp lines are. And I'm not using watercolor paper per se, so I'm just using regular cardstock. But it comes out really nice, and you're going to glue this down to the base of the card. And so if you keep the water at a minimum, it's not really that bad. It didn't buckle up that bad on me. So just going to keep doing this. Now, you can use your inks of watercolor. I love using inks and stuff like watercolor. I just love the look it gives. I love watercolors, but I don't always use them, but I love the way the inks. And I wanted this to be not a monochromatic card because I have more than one color, but I wanted it to be a card that I just used 3 central colors, white, black, and red. And I didn't want to use any other colors on it. But I wanted to achieve a look that said I used several different colors. So I feel like using the watercolor look with the ink, it gives me a different texture, different color, but all the same using the same color itself. So I'm just going to continue doing this. Okay, just about finished. I'm just trying to get the rest of the ink up to do this last one. Now, I love this, how this is turning out. I love the look of it. No two lips are the same. And the one thing I noticed about this stamp set, here you have the lips here, but I'm going to be using this stamp set a lot, I think. I think it's going to be very versatile for me, because if you turn it up, down like this, I could see a leaf, I could see a feather, I could just see all kinds. The possibilities are unlimited. So, I mean, only you limit the possibilities what you can do with your stamp sets. So then, I'm going to take the little one. I'm going to let this dry. And I'm going to take this small one here. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment that says, "You heard it from my two lips." And I'm going to use my Memento ink for that. Now, normally when I stamp sentiments, ouch, I use my VersaFine ink. But because I'm going to be using color on this, I'm going to use my Memento so that it doesn't bleed. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of find the center of this and then press down on it. And then I'm going to change lips here. And I'll clean these off later. But I am going to put it back in the stamp set, because if I don't, I'll lose them. I have lost so many pieces of my stamp sets like that, and it just makes me so sad. And then I'm going to get this one out here with the teeth showing. I love this one. I think it's so cute. It's the wide mouth one. This one right here. So, there we go. And I'm also going to use Memento ink for this one. And I'm going to center it right up under this saying. Okay. Now, I've decided not to use the quotation mark on this one, but you certainly could move it around so that you could use the big quotation bubble that's right here, but I decided not to use that. So, I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes and go back to my watercolored one. So now I'm just going to take the ink block and I'm going to go around the edge. Well, let's get the right ink block here. I got it on my border. Yes, I'm going to have to clean my board off. Okay, and I'm just going to edge it with the Love Letter ink just so that we don't have that white border on there. Okay, and then I'm just going to take my Wink of Stella and color in a few with the Wink of Stella. I'm not going to color all of them, imagine that, because all of them are not going to be seen. So mainly I'm going to do the ones on the outside edges. And I just really love the different variations of color that you get with using your inks or as watercolors. Do a couple at the bottom. Okay, and I'm going to move this right along here. Alright. Now, on this one right here, I'm going to actually do the same thing. I am going to use my watercolor pen and color this in. So I'm just going to stamp a little bit on there because I don't need a whole lot. I'm just going to go here. And I'm going to brush off some of the pigment before I do my lips. And I'm just going over it. And if you want it darker, just pick up more pigment without the water and go back over it. Okay? And so I'm just dabbing it each time to get some of the water off of it. Alright, and then I'm going to just do a little bit on the tongue here. And I went a little bit lighter than that. Okay. Then, I'm going to let this dry. Then we're just going to take and edge this. So we can knock the white back on it a little bit. And the one thing I remind you is, if you're edging some paper, edge it from the back so that way if you slip, it'll go on to the back of your work and not the front and mess the whole front up so that you have to do it over. So I just always edge it from the back. But I think what I'm going to do is pick some of this pigment up that I have left. And I am just going to go around the front just very lightly, just to bring in a little edgy border. Just to bring in the pink. And I'm going to let it just bleed down. I'm not doing it very wet. I'm just doing it very fine. And I'm just letting the brush barely hit the edge of the paper. Just to give it some more interest. Okay, and then I'm going to squeeze a little water out on my brush and clean that off a little bit. I love these watercolor brushes. Okay, so we're going to let that dry. Then we're going to put this on our card base, and I'm just going to use my art glitter glue. And you notice I started doing it on this side, on another one, and I messed up, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm not going to throw that away. I'm just going to use it. I might not. Yeah, I think I will use my art glitter glue. I was thinking about maybe using tape. But I'm not. I'm going to use my art glitter glue. Because I'm just going to take this down. I bent my pen, and my pen doesn't go all the way down into my glue, so sometimes it gets stopped up. I think it is a little bit. There we go. Well, I'm not liking the amount of glue that I'm getting out here. I have to take my tip off and wash it. All right. Okay, I got tired of fighting with a clogged bottle, so I went and got me some tacky glue. And I'll clean my bottle after this. And we're just going to center that down here. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Yeah, that's what I do. Okay. And then we're going to take some foam backing on this one. And these are just foam squares that I actually got from the Dollar Tree. But I really like these. They're nice and firm. I got some more somewhere. I just wish they came more to a pack. Alright, and before I put that on the card, I am going to put some Wink of Stella on the lips. Now that it's dried for a few minutes. So it shows up. Okay. And then I'm just going to put this in the center. Because I want to see some of the lips hanging out there, you know. Whoopsie. Oh, well, it would help if I took the back off of it. Whew. Y'all, I can't even begin to tell you what keeping children is doing to my mind. Actually, I'm enjoying it. They're keeping me young, and we are crafting every day. But I haven't gotten permission from a couple parents to be able to film it. So I haven't been able to do that yet. Okay. So, on the inside of it, I'm going to use this sorry stamp. And it's sorry. And then I'm going to put, yeah, I'm not sure yet. I think I'm sorry, please. I missed your birthday. I know I want to use that. So I'm going to put that on the inside. But I'm not going to worry about that now. I'm going to wait till later. But I wanted to show you. This is our little card. And I think that is so cute. Now here's one I did that I have to send to a friend for real. And it says, you heard it from my two lips. Sorry, my bad. And they'll get it because they know what that's for. And that's what I use this stamp set for. So that is my card design for today. Very easy. Stamps are very versatile. You know, you can use them for different things. And I get a lot of inspiration from watching Tracy Phillips, who is Gift Basket Appeal, and Gareth with his tulip flowers from the memento things. And so, you know, I look at my stamps in a different way and try to use them in a different way every time I use them. So I hope you will too. Grab a stamp set and use it in ways that you never thought you would. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching. And if this is your first time watching me, please hit that subscribe button up there and don't forget to tap the bell. All right, and I will see you all later. And tonight, I forgot that it's Maundy Thursday, and we have a church service tonight. So I will not be having Thursday night live at 7. But when I get home from church, I will hop on here live. And if anybody's there, please join me. So I will see you all soon. Bye.